What's going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. We're back with some more Cefiro content. In yesterday's video you guys saw me swap all of the subframes from the S14 over to the Cefiro. So we've got my relocated steering rack that's been moved 30mm forward, my lower control arms that have been extended by 30mm, got my cut and shut knuckles, pickup point has been moved up and in, and we've also got my caster arms, which I still haven't even bothered to figure out if I'm going to be able to make these work or not. So that'll be something that we do in today's video as well. Obviously we're switching over to the stuff. We've got my 5-stud hubs from the S14 as well. It's a big upgrade over the 4-stud. Same in the rear, we've got 5-stud hubs. All the arms are all nice and painted. Still a bit of a crusty subframe, but is what it is. We've got the diff and axles in here as well. Main point in this video is I want to get the suspension and brakes on this thing. So I mentioned, I think in yesterday's video, that I had picked up some new adjusties, and I say new, they are secondhand. I picked these up the other day. These are Neo Max Silvers. I have never run these before in any of my cars, so I don't know what they're like. These are secondhand, as you can tell. The rear's got a bit of a gouge in them, but nah, these should do the trick. And then I also want to get my brakes on, so we have my R32 GDST calipers here that we're going to be running on the rear, and these are the rotors for them. And these are R33 GDST big brake rotors, and I need to go to the lockup and grab the calipers for it, which I'm actually getting picked up soon. So you guys know Tobin, you guys haven't seen him for a while. I saw him not too long ago, but him and his mate are actually on their way with a pretty cool car that you guys are going to see very shortly. And yeah, they're going to give me a boost over to the lockup to grab the calipers, and then once we're back, they're going to give me a hand with putting all the stuff onto the Cef. While I wait for Tobin and his mate to get here, I'll probably make a start on putting these in. Probably put the front ones in first. So we have this one here, which that one looks like it's for the side. If we ever had these before, definitely had them slammed. So I got the front struts in, and yeah, yo, come have a look at this. So whoever had these coilovers before, they had them absolutely slammed.
It's the only way to have it, isn't it? What car do those come out of?
Supposedly an S13.
Oh.
It's pretty crazy, eh?
Right, yeah.
Now we're just going to chuck the rear ones in. Mike's going to give me a hand. All I need you to do is basically just hold them up while I go into the boot and put the nuts on. Alright, chuck her in, Trev. You know, you need better aim than that, mate. Oh, drop one. Oh, I'll swap you. Thank you. So here's a little tip: if your suspension's drooping down low and it's either too tight or you're not strong enough to lift it up to be able to get the strut onto where it needs to go onto the knuckle, just grab your jack, slide it under the lower arm here, and you just jack it up until it's pretty much in the spot that you need it to be. Helps if you take the bolt out first. Alright, let's see if I can get this side up without using the jack though. Yes, I know the other side is a bolt and this side is a nut. All the geometry where the pickup points are for the arms are exactly the same. Literally the only difference is, yeah, one's got a nut and one's got a bolt. Alright. All right, I've had to mount the camera to the fender so we can have both hands. So I ran into a bit of an issue, which stumped me off camera for a little bit. So after I heaved this up, I was trying to get the strut onto the pickup point down here, and as you'll see, right now, it's hitting the camber arm, but it's nowhere near from going onto it. So I thought I was talking shit before when I said that the knuckles were exactly the same, but I got the tape measure out, and I measured the distance between the ball joint here for the lower arm and the pickup, and they're exactly the same for both knuckles. And probably asking yourself, why the hell does that side work and this doesn't? Well, so on this side we have the stud here, which means that the strut has to go further back, is where this particular part here on the other strut isn't there. It's just this, and then a bolt goes in. So the strut is able to go further forward before it has to go on there, as where with this one it has to go all the way back there, which it's not allowing it to because it's going too far back and it's hitting the camber arm over here, is where the one on the other side, where it went on to the stub there, was more about here, so it had that clearance for it to go on. I'm actually planning on getting adjustable camber arms and whatnot anyway, so it's not a big deal, but I do actually have some spare Cef camber arms here, which we're going to chuck these instead. As you can see, very different design, how it's sort of circular like this, and this is just like any other arm really. You guys learning shit along with me, so I'll probably swap these camber arms out just so I can get the thing on the struts and the brakes in. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, there's probably not much point. I'll probably just get some adjustable camber arms actually, and yeah, we'll go from there. Well, I say that back, I lie. I'm actually going to put these camber arms in just so that I can get this Cefiro back on the ground and rolling. Even though I don't have the proper wheels and tyres, I've still got GDSTs that I can chuck on. It just makes it easier to be able to roll it out of the way in case I ever need to roll Mike's car out of the way. Or, I mean, I actually still got to prep this engine bay for paint, so it'd be kind of nice to, I mean, yeah, be able to roll Mike's car out, I guess, and roll this into the garage. So I've got full shade when we go to do that, because yeah, fuck standing in an engine bay in the sun. So yeah, I'm going to take these out. It's just, yeah, 2 bolts, and then Bob's your auntie. Ah, way better. So this is what happens when you're a YouTuber sometimes, you need to hold a camera. I've currently got my foot pushing against the strut so it doesn't try and jack the pickup point into the strut. And then I'm using my other hand to jack the jack, and obviously using this hand to hold the camera. On with ease. Now, because the other side worked and the camber arms are like pretty sure the same length or whatever, I'm just going to leave it. I'm not going to bother changing the other one. So these can stay here and there for now. It ain't staying like that. It's literally just so I can roll it around, get it where it needs to go until I can get some adjustable camber arms, because I also need some adjustable toe arms. So yeah, when we get those in, then we'll make sure it's the same both sides. I am going to head to the lockup now to grab the front calipers. Tobin and his mate been held up. They're still going to come, but yeah, they're probably not going to come till later on. I'll probably be done by then, but you guys will still get to see the cool car, and he's going to take me for a bit of a boost. It's pretty cool. I've heard it before. It sounds good. Seems like it goes good too. So yeah, we'll see. C-roller. Oh, starts up first pop every time. It's fucking hot in here. Here I have all of my calipers. These are the calipers I'm going to be running. These are R33 GDST big brakes, and these ones are R32. This one I'm missing all the internals out of, so luckily I can rob them off this because they are the same. I mean, the calipers themselves are pretty much the same. I mean, they're the same size, they've just got a bit of different design. Easy way to tell is 33 is smooth on the top here, 32 has these lines. But yeah, apart from that, they're same dimensions. Like this is, yeah, all interchangeable. I think the 33 might have bigger rotors. Nah, they've got to be the same. Talking shit.
No, I don't think the 32 caliper is the same.
So, we grab these, I'm gonna take them home, and then yeah, swap this stuff out. This video is full of surprises. So I've just gotten home, and I've got my calipers laid out here, and these are the two R33 calipers. So this was the one that I was gonna rob the internals from this R32 caliper from, and yeah, these are the two R32 calipers that I have. Now the problem, these, my two R33 calipers, you can see they're facing the same way. They both have the bleed valve at the top. That means these calipers are for the same side. Now if we go to the R32 calipers, they also have the bleed valve on the same side. They're facing the same way, but the nipple's at this end. So that means that these are your, goes like that, it's on top, yeah. So these would be your passenger side ones, and these would be your driver's side ones. So I don't know how the hell I've managed to end up with two passenger side R33 calipers and two driver's side R32 calipers. But that's what we got. And yeah, that's kind of annoying. So I did say that they are the same calipers. I'm 95% sure that they are the same size calipers. No, literally the only difference between them is the markings here versus here. So with that, what I'm probably going to have to do is I'm probably going to have to run a 33 caliper on the passenger side and a 32 caliper on the driver's side. Now the reason why I can't just run this other 33 one is because the bleed valve is on the top there. It makes it a lot harder when it goes to bleeding the brakes. Now I think, don't quote me, I'm not actually sure if this is 100% true, but I have heard that if you use a vacuum bleeder that you can get around that, or if you like unhook the caliper from the knuckle and like twist it around. But I want it at the top just so it's easy for if we have to bleed it on the go. I don't have to piss around trying to take the caliper off and flip it upside down, or if I don't have a vacuum bleeder with me. So yeah, I think this is what I'm gonna do for now. So yeah, I've decided that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna chuck that caliper on for now. I'm 99.995% sure that it's gonna be okay just to do that. Now, the only reason why you wouldn't be able to is if they're different sizes. But even if I take the rotor and we jam it in, it fits perfectly inside the caliper. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be okay, but it's just kind of weird having a 32 and a 33 per corner, but oh well, is what it is. Well, that being said, I'm going to start chucking these rotors and calipers on. Start with the rear first, so passenger side. Just chuck that on. That, point the camera where it actually needs to be. Now, before anyone goes to comment saying that my rotors are very rusty, it's just what happens, they're metal. Once you take it down the street, apply the brakes once, all of this rust will be gone. No, I don't think the 32 caliper is the same. I got a feeling that these sit further out on the 33 caliper because one of these was up against the knuckle and I couldn't get the other one on, and then I tried to spin it and it sounds like it's scraping. So scratch what I said before, they aren't the same. Talking shit. Alright, so you can see the two calipers side by side here. Okay, that's a bad one because it's got that still in it, so it's raised up a bit. So we've got two calipers here side by side. They're flat. You can, I don't know if the camera can pick it up too well, but this is ever so slightly higher than that, which means the caliper sits further out, which allows for a bigger brake rotor. So yeah, that's a pain. If anyone has a driver's side R33 big brake caliper, please let me know. I am in desperate need of one. Otherwise, my other option is if someone's got a passenger side 32 caliper, then I can probably just go and buy some rotors new. But yeah, if one of you guys has a driver's side 33 caliper, hit me up because I need one. So that brake situation is kind of frustrating, but is what it is. I'm gonna move on to putting these spacers on. So these are 25mm spacers. They're the same spacers that I ran in the S14, and the main reason for running these is just clearance. It pushes the wheel out a little bit more and it's less likely to like smack all in here and shit. So it also makes the car look pretty aggressive. So yeah, we'll chuck these on and yeah. I might actually put the rear wheels back on. I know you guys saw it yesterday, but I forgot that the rotor actually makes the wheels stick out a bit more. So I want to check just to see how much the wheel does stick out with the rotor now on. Oh my god, this sits so far out. It was already sticking out a bit yesterday without the rotor and without the spacer, but with the rotor and the spacer, this is gonna look quite funny. So yeah, the rear sticks out a bit. So once I get the tire on, this guard is definitely going to have to be rolled a bit. Nothing crazy, but this front wheel, man, this sticks so far out now. Like you can see the door line. Hang on, I'm actually just going to quickly chuck the guard on because it's literally just in here. Yeah, so that ain't the goods. I knew I was going to run into this problem, so I shouldn't act surprised, but I've got to figure out what I'm going to do with front guards now. Like, do I try and pump these out? Because that needs a lot to get that to work. Or do we get some fiberglass ones? Or do I try and get some universal flares and do the unthinkable and just cut this guard up? Which is not too bad. If I'm going to roll it and fuck it rolling it anyway, I don't see the much difference between pumping it out like I am going to be with the rear guard versus like actually cutting it. I mean, once it's touched, it's touched. So yeah, I don't know, what do you guys think? Right, so I'm quickly filming this outro the next day because I held off on doing that intro last night because Tobin and his mate were still supposed to be coming around and showing me this R32, taking me for a boost, but they got held up unfortunately. So yep, doing the outro now, but I ended up also sorting out some front calipers, which is awesome. So shout out to Nick for hooking me up on a really good deal on a new set of R33 big brake calipers. So I got a front set coming, so I've still got those other 4 there. So if anyone has, I don't know, the calipers that I might need, if you want to sell me them, or if you want to switch to make full sets, could be keen. But yeah, he gave me a good deal. It's too hard to pass up. If you guys know how much big brakes are going for these days, it's just insane. So yeah, shout out to Nick. But yeah, that'll wrap it for this one, guys. Cheers for watching. Yeah, this video was a bit interesting, you know, figuring some things out, but hey, that's what happens when you're working on cars and learning on the fly, I guess. You know, I've been working on cars for like 3 odd years now, and I'm still pretty novice at this. Still a hell of a lot to learn, but if you're keen to learn, that's all you need really. But yeah, that'll be it for this one, guys. Cheers for watching. You know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe. Catch you in the next one.